From SBJ Podcasts, it's 90 Ideas, diving deep into the minds of Springfield's most influential business leaders to gain insight on effective ideas and plans that can immediately improve any business. Because if you're not striving to improve, you're staying stagnant.
Hi, I'm Julia King. I'm currently a project manager in the healthcare IT industry, and I also serve as alderman for Branson's Ward 3. Today, we are going to talk about intentional living, because when we live our lives in an intentional manner, we are setting ourselves up for success. And there are 4 key ways I want us to be intentional. I want us to make sure we're intentional about where we're planting ourselves. So we're going to talk about planting ourselves where change is needed the most. Once we get there, we're going to realize that not everyone is going to like us all of the time. But once we get past that, we actually want to make sure we're managing what matters when we get engaged. And finally, we're going to understand that movement does not always equal productivity. So let's start where planting yourself in a place where change is needed the most. It's easy for all of us to identify problems that need to be fixed or changes that need to take place at home, at work, or in our nation. But let's be the last ones to complain about something that needs to be resolved and the first ones to take action to fix it. By getting involved, we encourage others around us to take action as well. And the more people, the better in solving a problem. Also, when we spend our own time and our own resources trying to fix a problem, we tend to have more empathy and compassion for the problem at hand. So let's not sit back on the couch and point things out that are wrong. Let's plant ourselves in the places where we can make a difference and fix them. Now, if we manage to do that, when we get there, not everyone is going to like us all the time. And that's okay. We don't have to agree with everyone. We should welcome people in with opposing ideas and different backgrounds, different behaviors than us. That's how we really arrive at the best solution. If you consider the mindset that someone had to be in to invent the airplane, they had to be so enthusiastic about the possibilities to come. And then you think about the mindset of the person that invented the parachute. Probably opposite ends of the spectrum, but we need both of them. So embrace differences, embrace different ideas, and be okay with people not agreeing with you all the time. There are going to be difficult decisions that you make when you try and make a difference intentionally at work or in your community. But I would urge you to stay true to yourself instead of giving false pretenses or being disingenuous in order to gain false approval. People will respect you more for maintaining your integrity. Now, we also want to make sure we're managing what matters. There are a lot of things to manage when you're in a leadership position, and you want to make sure you're not micromanaging the details or the people around you. Have faith in them to do their best at their jobs, and that will allow you to focus your best time and energy on strategy and not tactical day-to-day operations. If you're focused on strategy and what matters most, your energy into the vision of where you and other people are going is where your time should be spent. Okay? And then after you're managing what matters, you want to make sure that you understand movement is not always productivity. We're busy juggling a lot of things at once, but when you look up at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself if the time you spent things on the most align with your priorities and where you want to be. So spend less time reacting and more time planning. Be intentional about where you're applying yourself, where you're planting yourself, so that at the end of the day, at the end of the week, at the end of the year, you know that you were intentional at planning yourself where you can add the most value and add resolution to problems that need to be fixed. So in conclusion, we all want to make sure that we are living our lives intentionally, that we're intentional about planning ourselves where change is needed the most. We're intentional about welcoming opposing ideas because not everyone is going to like us all of the time. We're intentional about managing what matters. And last but not least, we understand that movement does not always equal productivity.
Support for Season 1 of this podcast is brought to you by presenting sponsor, Great Southern Bank. Streaming on all platforms December 28th.